Let's go. All right, you ready to go?
It's cold.
Let's do this.
It's so cold.
All right, hello and welcome back. I almost forgot what I was going to say. Wait a minute.
I gotta fix my hair. Sorry.
Why don't you say that in Spanish today? We haven't done Spanish in a long time.
I can. Hola y bienvenido a otra discusión de 5K tenis.
Day 9.
Estamos en el mes de febrero, no sé el día. What's up?
There you go. If you didn't catch that, hello, welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. Today is the day 9 recap. A lot to talk about. If this show just stops, the reason why that happens, we have kind of figured this out. We live on a barrier island off the coast of Alabama, and the internet isn't super strong here consistently. So sometimes the internet will lag, the stream will cut off. If that happens, just go to the channel, refresh it, and I'll get another one started ASAP. Okay?
I'm wearing my USA band today.
Let's go.
For the American ladies.
Yeah, we got a lot of Americans in the final.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cold in here, so we're bundled up. All right, where are we going to start off? All right, first of all, at the end of this show, if you are playing the fantasy teams or tennis racket giveaway, stay tuned to the end because that competition is heated up for sure. All right, so we logged in and ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's start off right now with the Novak Djokovic Zverev match. I think this conversation will be a good one. We're going to talk about the match. We're going to go back and talk about some of the things going on with Zverev. I think you have a couple articles there that will be relatively not fun, but interesting to say the least.
Definitely.
All right, you ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, Djokovic, Zverev. Where do we start?
The match first?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go with the match. Start it up. Your thoughts? You see that look, right?
Are you hurt, Djokovic? Are you really hurt? No, I'm just playing. He probably has like some minor sprain.
Yeah.
But he's definitely not hurt the way he was with Fritz. I didn't think that Djokovic was going to struggle with puppy hater / wife beater.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, I'm shocked that he's gone 4 sets with Tiafoe. He's gone 5 sets with somebody, Fritz, 4 sets with somebody else. I forgot who. 4 sets with this dude. I'm shocked. We never seen Nole struggle this much before at the Australian Open.
I don't think he really struggled per se. I do believe he has some discomfort. I know you're kind of the opposite of me on that one. I know that even Tony Nadal, you read me something in Spanish this morning where even Tony Nadal
everybody's questioned
weighed in on this injury.
Yeah.
Do you have Tony Nadal's statement?
I do. I could read it in Spanish.
Yeah, read it Spanish and English. I think you found it in Spanish, but
yes, I did.
I disagree with these guys. I do think that the injury or the discomfort is there. Now, whether or not you like him or not, I think that dictates your narrative.
You think he's in a lot of pain and just taking a lot of meds? I'll show points of stuff that he did, how he ran, and you be the judge.
All right, well, read Tony Nadal's statement.
Okay, he says, es sorprendente que tan rápidamente las sobrevenga molestias hasta el punto de sembrar dudas sobre su permanencia en el torneo y que luego le desaparezcan de la noche a la mañana. Sin embargo, aclaro que no duda de los dolores padecidos por el serbio. No seré yo quien ponga esa duda la veracidad, algo muy común en deportistas. I mean, he's basically saying his pain, disappear from morning to night to morning. He's like, I'm not doubting that he's in pain. It's not me who's going to make that judgment. But he's saying it's amazing, basically, how his pain just went away overnight.
What I think is amazing is that those...
And then he even put his doubt being in this tournament, he's saying. He even left us with that doubt.
Didn't Patrick Mouratoglou even indicate that it's a legal tactic and it's a good tactic?
Sure.
That's like, in football, they ice the kicker, right? The kicker comes out, the team is about to either win or lose, and the opposing team calls a timeout right as the kicker's about to kick the ball, and the other team doesn't like it. If they have 3 timeouts, they'll do it 3 times in a row. The crowd doesn't like it, the coaches don't like it, the kickers doesn't like it, the teammates don't like it, but you know what? It's legal, and sometimes it works.
I mean, I feel like he did get a strain. He didn't tear a muscle like he said in the first. He didn't tear a muscle like he said the first time. He did an MRI. I'm sure they told him what he had. I even have where Nadal, he does an interview.
By the way, I don't think an MRI, which is magnetic resonance imaging, I've had so many, I don't think an MRI shows a strain. An MRI will show a tear, but I don't think an MRI can magnetically image stretched out blood vessels. I don't think that's how it works.
Well, I think I wrote down when Nadal, I can't believe I can't find it.
We got a lot of notes.
Let's wait around for a moment. Okay, I mean, I remember they even did an interview with Nadal, and he said, I know if I have an injury. I played with an injury before. I played Del Potro at the U.S. Open. I had same thing he had, and he's like, it was 6 millimeters, and then it went to 27. I couldn't play. He said, if you're really, really injured, you're not going to win a Grand Slam. He said, if you're really, really hurt, it's impossible to win.
There has to be something that's in the water in Australia, though, because how many players have this abdominal strain? We're not gonna get into the Karatsev Dimitrov match yet, but
okay, this is what he said. Nadal said happiness was more important to him if he had an injury. For him, he would just pull out of the tournament. He said happiness is more important. He says than having an injury that that can really damage you. He said if you are bad physically, problems, you will not win. He says when you will really have an injury, it's impossible to win a Grand Slam, is what he said.
Agreed. And I guess that, well, at the U.S. Open at the end of last year, I think you could have been an injured Djokovic and beaten either TM or Zverev. So
yeah,
I think the context of that statement is questionable, because if it's not one of the remaining big three, the big two, if that's what you want to say, I think anybody has a chance to beat anybody. That's why I do think the women's side is a little bit more exciting at this point, because we're gonna get the same epic final that we've all wanted since before the tournament started, and all the fantasy team people and tennis racket people for the most part pick the same thing. So what fun is that? If we before every tournament, if we're just waiting on one match, what fun is that?
Yeah, I think I'm reading a lot of the comments here, and I do think that COVID did affect Djokovic. We saw what happened to him at the U.S. Open. I don't think. Before COVID, Djokovic left dominating. He was undefeated, right?
Correct.
Undefeated. No one could beat him. He was winning every match. I mean, the guy looked like Superman, like a superhero. Goes to the U.S. Open. Unfortunately, that happens. And it seems like he got out of his, it seemed like he's now beatable. He's struggling. I tell his Novak fans, Father Time is arriving for him too, just like Nadal. These guys won't be able to dominate forever. They're slower. They get hurt easier. It's a struggle now. He's had more injuries, more pain and aches. He's frustrated. He yells more. He feels it. He's not going to be able to play the best forever. Everybody's time comes. And I just think that's what we're seeing, He mentioned in his interview that quarantine has affected all the players. It has, because you can't train the same way. We're seeing a lot more injuries. Poor Dimitrov on his match. I mean, the guy was clearly injured. And bravo to that dude for playing through the match. He could have quit. You could see he could barely bend. He played through it, unlike Casper Ruud.
I would like to question your statement that Djokovic is now beatable. When was the last time he was beaten?
He lost in some small tournaments, and Nadal made him look like nothing. I mean, nothing at the French Open.
Look.
He's beatable. Yes, he fights through it. But what I'm saying, these guys don't have it mentally. Zverev had a chance last night.
What's Zverev ranked in the world, Carlo?
Like 10? I don't know.
Isn't Zverev like 4 in the world?
I don't even know what his ranking is.
When
has he gone to 4 sets with Tiafoe? When?
Do you think Tiafoe and Zverev are the same type player?
No, that's what I'm saying.
So what I'm saying is, if Djokovic is in discomfort, regardless of the
level, he was in discomfort after what? Which match? Fritz, right? Tiafoe took him to 4 sets.
I'm buying excuses now. I'm sensing excuse making. I'm asking you the question: is that he beat a top 10 player?
7. He's 7.
Thank you. Okay. He beat the number 7 player in the world last night. Not 100%, and you say he's beatable. I don't get that statement.
He is beatable. Wyndham Chia says, when was the last time Nola had to play 3 4-setters and 1 5-setter to reach the semis?
Doesn't that indicate how good he is? Duh. When was the last time he had to play 5 sets? Well,
normally he would beat Tiafoe in 3 sets. He would beat Fritz in 3 sets. He would have beat Zev. I mean, he's ATP Cup. We saw him struggle, getting a little bit angry. Justin.
Agreed.
Come on. You can't tell me that Djokovic left the same way. He came back the same way when he left before COVID. Are you telling me this guy's playing the same way he did before? He's missing backhands. He's double faulting.
Did you just misunderstand me saying he's not 100%? Did you not realize what me saying?
Even you were saying that he's not.
He's not 100%, but he still hasn't been beaten. So how can you say he's beatable?
He is beatable.
Okay, we'll see.
He's more predictable. He's older. He's slower, just like any other player. Just like your favorite dude, Federer. Just like Nadal. They have to play quicker. You can't play defense tennis. You can't have 30 rallies at that age. It takes a toll in your body.
By the way, when you say my dude Federer, yes, I think he is one of the greatest players of all time, if not the greatest of all time. But I don't sit here and make up stories that he's going to win another major. I tell you straight up, Federer's not going to win another major.
Yeah, I know that.
I tell you straight up, Federer's washed up.
I'm just saying
I'm not making excuses.
I don't think that Federer's washed up. I disagree with you.
He's not winning another major. I can promise you that.
I don't think he's going to win another major.
Does Federer win another major?
No, I agree with you. I don't think Federer will win another major.
Then why are we talking about?
He's not washed up. Washed up is somebody that can't win anymore. Washed up would be somebody like Wawrinka. Washed up would be somebody like Dimitrov, who will never win a slam. Or like your girl Sabalenka, washed up. I'm just kidding. I just wanted to see her.
All right.
I'm sorry.
So what I'm going to do for 1 second though is pause, and I am going to give Djokovic a little bit of grief. Why? Because when he smashed the racket in the third set, if you follow this channel, you guys know how much I despise smashing rackets. Just despise it. And all of my years coaching, I have had associations with different tennis, I can't quite say academy, but basically in different continents, one in Africa and Kenya. And there are poor children there, men, women, and children that would just absolutely do anything for a tennis racket, anything. I wish there was some way we could get these buffoon sportsmanship displays somehow just stopped. They should put some big trash can on the court. I've said this before. And when a tennis player wants to go smash a racket, they should go to the trash can and it should say donations for needy children. And just before you break it, go set it in the trash can because there's no need for it. Anyway, I won't give him any more grief because I'm glad he won, not 100%, but the racket smashing deal is unacceptable.
Well, I know that a lot of you guys say, okay, Gene says he transfers it into good energy. All right, I'm going to show this video of him smashing his racket.
Good energy. That's like the worst energy you can possibly display. Who in their right mind?
I think B-Dog would disagree with you there, too.
Well, I respect B-Dog 100%. I respect him more than 95% of the people I know. But I would disagree with him there. Well, so what if he channels it into positive? It still looks like crap.
All right, we're going to find this racket
ridiculous.
Smashing right now.
He just pounds the daylights out of it. Just awful.
Yeah, here we go.
All right, check this out if you haven't seen it.
All right, here we go. Boom. But damn, I got a strain over my abdominal area, but I could smash that racket really hard. Look at that. Oh, that doesn't hurt me. No, I'm good. But here's something. Someone made a funny, I guess, meme, you call it. And this is what they saw in their eyes. This is what they saw when Djokovic smashed the racket. Let's get to that.
Zverev needs to take off some of his gold chains that weighed him down. I think he's lacking elevation on the serve because.
All right, here we go. You guys ready? And I'm letting it play for a little bit. And here we go. This is what they thought.
What is it?
Oh my God. Look at that. Look at that. That's what
is that, He-Man? No, Hulk. Anyway, I'm not going to pick on the guy. I'll let her do that. I'm glad he won.
Wait, but let me show them some points. You guys say, oh, he's playing well, blah, blah, blah. He's hurt a little bit. I mean, look at that shot. How do you slide? Look at that. I mean, look at that. You got to be Superman. I mean, have you seen that? Have you seen that? I mean, can you do that?
Well, we watched the match. I don't need to see it again. So hopefully Carla's done with her Djokovic bashing. The only thing
I'm not bashing him. I said that's incredible.
The only thing I'm going to bash him for is breaking the racket, which I thought was ridiculous. If you do smash a racket that hard, surely that right side of your body really isn't hurting that bad.
Does Djokovic win now?
Yeah.
I think that he's going to go through Karatsev pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I think he's never played. He's never played him, never seen him before this tournament. I watched Karatsev play Dimitrov. He will pick at his big size and him being back there at the baseline. He will get tired from moving. Djokovic will make him move a lot.
Has anyone seen the size of Karatsev's calves? Homeboy's calves are so big they probably hit each other when he walks.
Mm-hmm.
But his calves are really large, so I can assure you Karatsev's legs aren't going to go away. His legs are man legs for sure. But the match last night, we'll talk about that momentarily. The match last night with Dimitrov, we saw Dimitrov own the first set. The second set, you could start seeing that something was bothering Dimitrov, and then the rest is history. But I'm not taking anything away from Karatsev. Why is Karatsev having so much good luck? Because he's new, so a lot of people haven't played him before. They haven't studied his game. The ability to go out and get film off YouTube or from different tournaments is few and far between because he's been playing qualies and challengers and so forth. Mm-hmm. So he's new, and therefore he's kind of like fresh meat. He's hard to read because they've never read it before.
They've never read it before.
Before we talk about that match, you gave Djokovic grief. I would like to give Zverev a little bit of grief because know what? I don't like the kid.
He deserves it. Yes.
So Carla and I have been giving Zverev a lot of grief over the past couple of months because of certain sportsmanship issues, stuff in the media, stuff with his girlfriend, whatever. And remind you, we're not trial, judge, and jury. We just voice our opinion. I sent you yesterday an article. Mm-hmm. Can you show the heading of that article? And then let's discuss thoughts on that just briefly. So I sent you an article. I think it was a heading that a sports writer wrote, and it was from Yahoo Sports by Sam Goodwin. So this isn't my title and heading. This isn't my story. I got it from Sam Goodwin. So
about the 27-year-old Russian?
Yeah. No. That's pay attention. We're talking about Zverev.
Oh, yeah. This one.
That one.
Got it. Okay.
Read the title.
It says, stupid decision. Australian Open outfit sparks domestic violence for her. What do you guys think? We've talked about this.
So briefly, that's enough. So there's an old nickname for a sleeveless shirt. It's called a wife beater. Mm-hmm. Okay, anyway, that's where the title comes from. And I think before anyone even picked that story up, Wild Live One out there said that before we even started talking about it. Anyway, why is this a bad look? Because especially the women out there, especially his ex-girlfriend or girlfriends that are calling him out, are going to jump all over that. I don't know what Adidas was thinking. Hey, here's a guy that's being called out for domestic abuse, and is very fresh in everybody's eyes, but yet he comes to the court in a sleeveless shirt. Mm-hmm. Don't get how his outfit was designed for him, giving this huge magnitude type story, right? Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on that? Number two, you had a picture of his girlfriend, right?
Yeah, Brenda Patel. By the way, this girl is 27 years old. What did she see in that baby?
Money. But she's not asking for it.
What did she see in that baby? If I'm 27, no way I'm dating some little baby. Because if they went out less than a year, she's about to have a baby. That means he was 22, 21. What do you see in a baby? Men take longer to mature. I'm sorry, guys. They do. A 27-year-old woman, 26, they're already matured, I'm shocked by the age. Zverev is not a baby. He was a baby. He's still a baby. He acts like a baby.
I've got a son that's almost his age.
Yeah.
So he's a baby for sure. We have 5 children. Our oldest son's in college. So yeah, he's a baby.
So you want me to show a picture of the girlfriend?
Yeah, I mean, she is showing a picture of herself pregnant, and she's indicating, I don't want anything from him.
She's very pretty.
I don't want anything from him. So
very pretty girl.
The moral of the story here is that she's not asking for money. So generally, I think that carries some weight, right?
Well, they asked her, he said, that his daughter's coming, blah, blah, blah. She said, he has nothing to do with me. We don't talk.
Yeah.
So we don't talk. By the way, you guys should read Ben Roethlisberger. There's an article on his ex-girlfriend, Olga Sharapova, with text messages showing what she said he did to her. There's proof out there. Read that article.
Like friends racing to go pick her up from a hotel.
There is proof that he did it.
And put it this way, from what the media sources are saying, that she has all the proof to press charges 5 times over, but she doesn't want to.
She doesn't want. There's proof. There's her text messages, dates, and everything. Everything how she said it. There's proof.
Now,
thoughts
on that? Objective. Take some comments if they're there.
Justin looks like a Bulgarian sunglasses seller.
Let's go.
And someone loved your sweater. They said, awesome sweater, Justin. Jose P.
Let's go, Jose P. Very old sweatshirt of mine. I won't get into the story behind it, but I had a lot of stories to tell in this sweatshirt. Anyway, let's jump forward to, let's go to women's. Let's go to a women's match, okay?
Oh, by the way, and that Djokovic, when Djokovic finished his match, Jim Curry says, you've been playing in a lot of pain. How do you feel? In my opinion, I'm like, Jim Curry, come on, man. Why are you going to ask him that?
Why?
He says magic hands of his physio. His physio has magic hands.
I have a better time.
We should all hire his physio.
I have a better time listening to the guy, Elliot Loney, talking like Jim Courier than listening to Jim Courier himself.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, not worried about.
Well, he gets 2 days off, and he's gonna face Karatsev, which is good for his body. Because him and Zverev did look tired.
The only thing Djokovic has to worry about playing Karatsev is this: he's never seen him or played him before. Other than that, well, I may be wrong. Maybe they've crossed paths on a practice court somewhere. I don't know. But because it's a new game, it may take him a little while to read it, but I do think Djokovic will be too much. I think the finals are set at this point.
I'm not jealous of Zverev. I could care less about money, V-Rocks. That's how naive and dumb you are.
We have kids his age or close to it.
Yeah.
We have children his age. If my son did that on a tennis court, even playing at D1 college, I'd snatch him off the court and tell his coach he's done. Anyway, if you have 5 children and have one in college, then come back and tell me the same thing. Yeah. And if that dude actually did that to my daughter, then I would be back in jail.
Yeah. Alex M, you say you cannot trash a person, accuse him of heinous things and not bring any evidence. Read the article.
You do the research. There is evidence.
They're doing that, but she won't press charges.
There's plenty of it. Her team.
Well, bye-bye, V-Rocks.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to the Simona Halep Serena match.
All right.
Okay. The reason why I want to go here is prior to the Serena Halep match, there was a lot of statistics from the UTR. If you don't know what the UTR is, it stands for Universal Tennis Rating. When I was a boy playing junior tournaments, when Carla was a child playing junior tournaments in college and so forth, there was no UTR. Like for me, I played USTA tournaments, and so I would be ranked in the state and then the region, and you'd go to sectionals and so forth. Now, you can still do that, but the UTR, the Universal Tennis Rating, has made it a lot more difficult for young players to keep going. It kind of rules people out from the get-go. Let me explain. Let's say one of my kids right now, Christopher, he's a 7 UTR.
Right.
Okay. If Christopher goes and plays a tournament and plays a 2 UTR, okay, and he doesn't destroy that 2 UTR 6-0,
yeah, then
his UTR drops. Okay. Now, college coaches start looking at UTRs for their boys and girls teams respectively at a designated number. Let's say where I went to college. Let's say they need an 11 UTR to look for scholarships, right? If I go out and play, or let's say if Christopher goes out and plays a match against a 2 UTR and he's having a bad day, not a good day at the office, nothing's going into court, his average, if he gives up more than a couple of games, drops way down.
Yeah.
A metaphor for it, if I go to college and I have 3 tests, a midterm, a final, and just some random test the teacher threw in, or professor. If I make an A on one test, an F on the next test, now I got a C average. Therefore, it's impossible for me to get an A. So the UTR basically tells the player that you must destroy that player. If you don't destroy that player, you're going to drop along. And I get it. That's how you weed people out. Mm-hmm. But sometimes kids play so many tournaments, it's hard for them to bring the number up.
Yeah,
so they can't have a bad day in this setup. Now, why did I bring this up for this match? Is before the match started, Serena Williams was designated a 12.95 UTR. Okay, I know college players with UTRs that much. Mm-hmm. Halep came in at 13.26. So this UTR system that I don't hate it, I just disagree with it. But the UTR system had Simona Halep as a 65% favorite based upon their rating system, which I don't care for.
Right.
Your thoughts on the UTR before we even talk about the match?
I think it's a flawed system, big time. Because with the UTR, what's happening is a guy can go play a tournament where there's females in the tournament.
Yeah.
And let's give an example. They could be a 10 UTR. Well, a 10 UTR guy could blow a girl 10.
Yeah.
Put it to you this way: Division 1 and Division 2 in men's tennis, college tennis, their UTRs are 10 to 13.
Yep.
Meaning that they technically
Can
blow
go pro.
Serena off the court because she's a 12, right?
Technically, yeah.
Technically, Halep and Andreescu and all those other players. So it's unfair. They go play these tournaments where girls are in it. They blow them 6-0, 6-0. Their UTR score goes up.
Exactly.
It's a way to cheat the system.
Yeah.
Also, let's say you have a bad day, right? Let's say you're a 7 UTR. You play a 2 UTR. You had a bad day. It happens.
You're going down.
Your UTR just dropped down.
Yeah.
And now it's impossible to get it up. It's like that A, you get an F on the test. Now your A went down. Very hard to get it up. I don't like the system at all.
Yeah, it's a bad system. There's positives to it. You know, everything has pros and cons, but in my opinion, only my opinion, I think the cons outweigh the pros.
Yeah.
Anyway, before this match started, I thought honestly Halep would win. I thought that Halep would be able to have wheels for longer, but Serena just didn't let her get those wheels.
Serena moved well.
Serena moved pretty well. She
Yeah.
was aggressive. She took the ball early. She had a little hiccup in the second set, broke back, and ran to the finish line 3-3. I'm surprised it was 3-3, but I do think that she will not beat Naomi Osaka.
It'll be tough. Let me say, I watched Halep's interview. She said, I'm very positive about the way I played. She said, Serena wasn't serving as hard, but she was moving the ball. So she was having a hard time adjusting to that.
Yeah.
She said her movement was better than it was last year.
Yeah.
She said Serena played well, deserves the credit. She said, I did my best, but she played well. You know, I felt like Serena, was hitting the shots deep. She was moving well. They had long rallies. She did well. That means she got in shape. I kind of laughed at her interview. She said, I couldn't practice much on the tennis court because my Achilles, but I worked out, she said, because I was trying to get into this outfit and I wanted to look good in it.
Yeah.
I love Serena. I want her to win the slam. I watch Osaka play Sue, and it's going to be tough.
The question for
Do I think she can beat her?
The question is, you said I hope she wins. Do you think she'll win? Hope or think is different.
I hope. I don't know if she can win. She's younger. They asked her about Osaka. What do you think of Osaka's game? She said she's strong both sides. She can serve. She can hit. She can move. It's the younger version of her. I don't know.
I did hear a couple people saying that Serena, these are commentators, Tennis Channel, ESPN, was moving like the Serena of old. I disagree there. She moved better, but she definitely didn't move like vintage Serena. I mean, go back and watch her when she was 19. There's vintage Serena. She's triple or double that age now.
Yeah.
What does Serena Williams have to do in order to win this match against Osaka?
She needs to play quick. She cannot afford to play long points. But then Naomi Osaka likes to play short points. Mm-hmm. She's also aggressive. She's a 1-2-3 girl. She doesn't like being out there long either, but she can move and she can play the points.
Yeah.
She does not want to hit short to Osaka because Osaka knows how to hit those angles.
Yeah.
With a lot of off spin, like when she
Yeah.
does that, not a lot of power, but she can put it away.
Yeah, Osaka's very good at changing the direction of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
If you were watching her match last night, she ran up for one of Sue Shea's droppers,
nothing,
and was able to kind of put the side spin on it and really clear the net by a foot or two and have it land on just the other side of the net going the other way. You're good at that shot as well.
I agree with you, William Johnson. The serve will be the key there.
William Johnson.
The serve will be the key.
He just took my next statement. Serena Williams must serve well. Great job there. She must serve 75-80% first serve. She has to, I think, put a little bit more on her second serve and go for it a little bit more, because what is Osaka really good at? Osaka's really good at stepping inside the baseline and cranking the ball, taking it really early, taking the player's time away and leaving them there just dumbfounded about what happened. Serena, William just said it, Serena must serve at a high percentage and must add some to the second serve. She has to be aggressive. She needs to play shorter points. Now, the downfall about playing shorter points is what happens, Carla, if we play short points and we're missing our +1 or +2. So if I go out, I'm serving, here's my spot, I hit my spot, draw my opponent, say, up the tee. They give me the short backhand, then boom, I've got my pick. I can pass left, I can pass right, and now I'm missing it. Let's say I go +2. I serve out wide, draw them off the court. I get my short ball. I move them to the left, and they're recovering. I go back behind them. Whatever my strategy is, what if I'm missing my spots? What do I do then? Do I take power off? Because then she's going to eat me up with it. How do I adjust to if I'm missing my spots?
Well, you got to be a little bit safer. I would start slicing, drop shotting, maybe hitting the ball more loopy if you're missing,
Yeah, at altitude and spin.
Yeah.
Now, we know Serena's not really good at, let's say, changing her game from power play to massaging the ball. That's never been her thing. She goes big. So I think that since Osaka's younger and a little bit better at going so big consistently now, I think Osaka wins. And I think Osaka wins in a tight 2 sets.
Tight 2 sets? I give it 3 sets.
I think a tight
I'm gonna
2
be.
sets.
I mean, I'll be happy. If Serena wins, I'll be happy. If Naomi wins, I'll be happy because I like her. You know what? She's really great on hard courts.
Yeah.
Hopefully, she can translate the way she plays on hard courts to the other surfaces because she's gonna need that.
Yeah.
You can't play on hard courts forever like that.
Exactly.
Your body does get a lot of wear and tear.
Yeah.
You know?
She needs to use Osaka's pace, compactor stroke. She doesn't really have that big of a loopy shot at all. She's got a pretty tight, compact shot.
She's quick. Her racket's fast.
If she can use the pace, get there on time, take the ball early, that will be great. If Osaka opens up the court and really goes corner to corner on her and starts putting wear on her tires really early, it's going to be a long day for Serena. And again, just like Williams said, you cannot overstress the importance of a high first serve percentage, going big for it, and then maybe adding a little bit on that second.
What's up, gaming with Barmir? He says, watching Djokovic hitting a forehand with 70% of his power, you realize that he's not 100%.
Exactly.
Same thing you will see with Rafa's serve on his back pain. Love your show. Thank you. Good comment.
Appreciate that. Great
Good
comment.
I know that Nadal's playing quick. That I know. I did notice that Djokovic wasn't hitting as hard. Good point. They were kind of pushing at the end. I think they were really tired, though. I don't know. William Johnson said Osaka said in her press that she's still intimidating when Serena's on the other side of the court. Do you think that will still impact her game? No. She's won 3 Grand Slams. I don't think she's intimidated by Serena. I don't believe that.
Thank that person for their comment because that reminded me about something. Carla and her dad were speaking last night, and he might be out there.
No, we weren't talking last night, but
day before.
Yeah.
It was in the afternoon.
It was yesterday morning. Yeah.
After our show yesterday. Anyway, just to reiterate, Carla's dad is a wonderful tennis player. He, like my father, is her, like mine, lifetime coach. We had other coaches and so forth, but he's a very credible tennis mind and a wonderful coach and player. But Carla and her dad were saying something that I totally disagreed with. They were saying that Halep was too small, like too small. And I heard that. I'm like, I totally disagree. Halep is 5'6". They didn't believe me, or you didn't. And then she looked it up,
like 5'6",
and she's 5'6". And then Carla, can I finish my argument?
Don't be a.
Well, you went off on me yesterday.
I didn't go off on you.
So then I said, Carla, Andreescu's only 5'7", and she's like, yeah, you're not 5'7". And then she looked that up, 5'7". So anyway, they're saying that they were saying Halep is too short. She won
small, not short.
Small,
like she's like
whatever.
Petite frame.
She won Wimbledon, the French, the finals of the Australian Open, the semifinal of the U.S. Open. Her career record is 516 and 218 with a 70% winning percentage in every match she has played. How is she too small? Wasn't Justine Henin her size or smaller?
But she didn't play defense tennis. My point is that she's petite. Not only that, she puts a lot of wear and tear and wear in her body. I think everyone agrees that her tennis could be a lot more, aggressive. She running, side, running. It's like watching a chihuahua.
Why don't you say that about Nadal? You don't say Nadal.
I say the same thing about Nadal. That's why
Simona plays the same game Halep does.
The guy is bigger, and of course his body's suffering for it. I've said the same thing. Djokovic does the same thing. That's terrible tennis.
Anyway.
Terrible tennis for longevity. Do you want to teach a kid to go back on the baseline and constantly hit back, run, retreat, hit, run, retreat? No, your body can't do it forever. No.
Well, she's done a pretty good job of it.
Justine Henin has more slams. Why? Because she was aggressive.
Good point. All right. real quick, I forgot I wrote this down, and it had to do with the Karatsev match. You were about to show a picture a moment ago, so this is just trivial. I was doing some research, and I came across another article on Yahoo Sports, and it was written by a Chris Young. I sent her a picture of it, so I want you to show that. Here, give it to me, and I'll read it, and then you can show them the title.
Sure. Let me grab it by.
I want someone to tell me what's wrong with this quote out of this article that I'm fixing to read you. Here we go. Okay, so here's the article, by the way. Can they see that?
No, you got to go closer. Here it is. Right there.
All right, now I'll read it. If any, I would like to see in chat who the first person is that can tell me what is wrong with this.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Karatsev's victory made him the first player to make it to the Final Four on their Grand Slam debut in 53 years. Okay. The 27-year-old Russian will face one of his countrymen, Andrei Rublev or Alexander Zverev, in the semifinals, saying it was an incredible feeling. Repeat. The 27-year-old Russian will face one of his countrymen, Andrei Rublev or Alexander Zverev, in the semifinals.
On Yahoo Sports.
What the heck is wrong with that?
On Yahoo Sports.
There's multiple things wrong with it. Number one, Rublev is on the other side of the draw than Karatsev. Number two, Djokovic won and not Zverev. And number three, Zverev is definitely not Karatsev's countryman. He was born in Germany. Now, I think he has Russian ancestry, I think, based upon his name. Correct me on that one. I just shot that from the hip. But damn, homeboy Chris Young, you got the absolute worst article of the day because it's totally off. Anyway, I forgot where we were before that.
Is that ever Russian now?
Yeah. Dude, come on, you got to Google that. Chris Young. Oh, man.
No, Rublev is not Nadal's half. Exactly, but that came from Yahoo Sports.
That was from...
Obviously, this guy, they told him, hey, you got to do a tennis...
Yeah, show him the picture again.
You got to do a tennis article.
Yeah, that wasn't me. You must have missed the picture of the article. That's why I wanted to show it to her. I didn't write that.
Oh, Fernando, you just don't quit.
It's all right. So look at the title. Look at the author. I think I circled it. If not, but that's from Yahoo Sports. Let him read it.
Karatsev victory made him the first player to make it to the Final Four on their Grand Slam debut in 53 years. The 27-year-old Russian will face one countryman, Andrei Rublev or Alexander Zverev, in the semifinals, saying it was an incredible feeling. Oh my gosh.
Oh, and by the way, during the same time frame I was reading that, Carla and I were watching a match with Brangle, the American girl, Brangle. Has anyone seen Brangle serve? Her service motion is really kooky, by the way.
Lori just sent me a picture of Karatsev when he was little.
Uh-oh.
She said, my Russian friend used to practice with Karatsev. Small world. Tennis makes it even smaller.
Can you show him the picture?
Yes, I will. Wow. Here we go. Let me see. Let me make it bigger.
Now, Lori was an athlete. She was a collegiate swimmer or diver.
I don't know if she's a swimmer instructor. There he is. Right there, and there's her friend. Nice.
Let me see.
Right there.
Let's go. Picture of the day.
We practiced together and dated each other when we were 15.
Come on.
That's the same guy who I played with on my college recruiting video. Unbelievable story. So happy for him.
Come on.
Cool.
Thank
you, Lori.
That was amazing. Is that the Lori that lives here?
Yes.
Let's go. I love that.
By the way, they were interviewing him. He's a nice guy. I mean, he talks well. You know, I think he was happy. I mean, he didn't show a lot of emotions, but he was happy to be there. They asked him, are you Jewish Russian? I don't know why they keep asking you. So what?
No, I didn't. I think Karatsev, by the way, has been quite the journeyman. He has lived. He lived in Israel for a while, and then he moved elsewhere. I forget where he went after. So it was like Russia, and then Israel.
Yeah, he says he moved to Israel when he was 3, left when he was 12, moved back to Russia, found a sponsor, moved to Germany when he was in his 20s to practice, then Barcelona, then Belarus. So he's moved a lot. What does it mean that he's Ossetian? Ossetin. Can someone tell me?
Ossetian?
Ethnicity. Ossetian, yeah. I don't know.
I'm not familiar with that. I don't think I've ever heard that one before.
Yeah. I know one of these guys, they're good with, stuff.
I was talking about Brangle real quick, and I know no one really particularly cares, but we've seen a couple times this tournament where we've had little butterflies come and land on Osaka, and little things like that. But this girl Brangle, as kooky as her serve is, was playing a match yesterday. She comes onto the court, and seagulls start trying to land on the court. And you know how most like girl tennis players will go and try to, pick it up and safely, girls will get a moth, right? And they'll carry it and set the moth down, because they don't want the mass media to pick up, them stepping on a moth.
Mm-hmm.
You follow me?
Yes, I saw that.
I think, by the way, Djokovic stepped on a bug last night. But anyway, that's Djokovic. But this is Bringle. So Bringle gets her racket and gets a ball and is about to lift it up and start smacking bullets at the seagulls. You know what I mean? So Osaka is to butterflies as Bringle is not to seagulls. She didn't go try to help the seagull. She was ready to kill one. Damn.
Well, did you see Djokovic with the tennis ball when he was angry? He was like to his box.
What I don't understand.
I'm like, what the hell? Are you gonna hit me with the tennis ball? And they're like, yes, we're scared of you.
What I don't get is when the player looks at the box. If I miss a forehand and I'm looking at my box, like what are they supposed to do? If like Zverev, he's double faulting and he's looking at the box, like what is the box supposed to do? Come down and serve for you? Abracadabra, now you can serve better? Like I don't get that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, all right, where are we going from here?
What's the news, Hitchhiker? Djokovic is going to make billions of dollars now. Why? Because of his new discovery. What new discovery?
Magic medicine.
Ossets our nation under Kavkaz Mountains. Okay, thank you, Dushan. And I think somebody else was explaining to me too. Ethnic region in Russia. Mitrovic.
All right, we're going to touch on this match just briefly. Sue Shea in Osaka.
She came in and she handled her business. She wasn't going to let that happen again. What happened to her last time, being down a set.
It almost seemed to me that Osaka must have spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours preparing for this one, because it seemed like everything Sue Shea attempted to do, Osaka read it and then made her pay. I only basically wrote this for a couple of reasons. Number one, watch out, Ashley Barty. I really think the final is set now. I really think that you're going to see a Barty-Osaka final. There are 3 people on the tennis racket giveaway that have this final. Curling Tennis, Jose P, and Team Grows. I bet they're all 3 really happy. Osaka went 23 for 25 of first serve points in the first set. Incredible. 20 plus winners. I didn't understand though why Osaka had on leggings like Carla has on.
I'm cold and I don't even like wearing leggings. I hate leggings.
83 degrees and you have leggings on. There was a couple instances last night where they were showing Osaka hitting the ball in slow-mo replay. She does have a belly. Hopefully she works on that. You can kind of see that especially, so hopefully her fitness doesn't get out of hand. I think
B-Dogs that her back was, and there's nothing wrong with being bigger. It's just that when you're a pro athlete, you get paid the big money to be in shape. That's what you got to do. It's your job.
What happens with fitness is the same thing that happens in the old saying, it's easy to go from point A to point B, from point B to point C, from point C to point D. But once you get to point D or E, it's really tough to get back to A. When I was young, not young, college, my father and he helped me with my senior thesis. We did a study on the amount of parental time spent with children in relation to body mass index. I won't get into all that, but I did have something here just written about that for a moment. If you have kids out there, spend time with them. We were able to get with a lot of kids when we did this, and there was a positive correlation between the kids that we met and talked with and so forth, the ones that were heavyset, obese, morbidly obese, their parents spent much less time with them than those that did not. I didn't mean to deviate from tennis there, but spend time with your kids. Spending family time is more important than anything. We do this show to try to have it more like family. If people start dissing Carla when she hates Djokovic, whatever, we're just gonna block it. It's not like this is supposed to be a positive thing. My positive message for today is spend time with your children, and if you don't have children, go out and try to help one play a sport. Do something with the child. It's very helpful.
Did you have a Serena? Matt Kane said, "Hey Justin, don't forget about your Serena outfit. Did you lose a bet or something?"
What bet did I lose?
I don't know. I don't think you did.
The only bet I had was with you on Sabalenka, and then we got through that one, and then you had the bet with Cam Williams, and then Gene Swart last night said if Zverev won, I had to do
but
something.
did you lose the Sabalenka one? I don't think so. Right?
No, I didn't lose my Sabalenka.
I think you said Sabalenka was
second week. She got into the second
No,
week.
not second week. You mentioned something about Serena. She was going to beat Serena, but I think we went over and under, so I don't think you lost the bet.
Yeah, we did an over and under for Serena, like
Mhm.
over and under 6 games, and Sabalenka got that.
Mhm.
But correct me, sometimes we'll go to talking and I won't jot it down, so if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'll do that. I think the last time I dressed like a girl was last year. I had to wear one of Carla's dresses,
Mhm.
and it was like a nice dress, and she threw it away because I wore it. But let me know if I'm wrong, I'll definitely do it. One thing I wanted to mention about Sue Shea is there's another old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. She exemplifies this. Why? She plays with a Yonex Dual G 97 V-Core. I used to play with that racket. It is a very heavy racket, unstrung. I think it's like 11.6 ounces unstrung. It's like over 12 ounces when it's strung. That's a very heavy racket to wield. She weighs, look, they have her listed at 120, but I think she's under 100 pounds. So for an under 100 pound young lady to be swinging that racket, really good job. Maybe that's why she keeps that second hand on both sides, or why that she uses that racket, because she's always using 2 hands. Maybe it makes it lighter. But she plays with a very, very difficult racket. That's an advanced racket. She's a pro. I get it. But I wouldn't recommend, an intermediate player or beginner to get that racket, because they're going to have a very tough time.
It's just an American headband. That's all it is.
Yeah. All right, so I talked about that. Ringo we got through. Sue Shea.
Oh, someone asked a question. The question was, hold on, let me see. It's here. Travis says, Djokovic is since this week 308 weeks and _1 in tennis, and he guaranteed the record for the longest #1 in tennis history. But for the neutral media, is the topic Djokovic Kyrgios more important?
No.
No, it's not.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. What you are saying, his weeks at #1.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Is paramount.
That's amazing.
But what sells in the world that we live in today, Carla? Drama, grief, strife, the murders, and bad news sells. That's why here we really try to keep that out, because we don't want to be like that in a sense. But you are correct. That should be the news, and not what circus clown Kyrgios is involved with.
You really believe that Novak will end his career with 20 major titles? We've talked about this for a long, long, long time. I mean, he's at 17.
It's hard to win one major.
It's hard. Look at Serena. 4 years, they said she's been trying to chase this 24. 4 years. It gets tougher the older you get. I don't know about that. Hate news sells. Absolutely. It does.
Hey, by the way, in that Bringle match I was talking about, where she was trying to kill the birds, Andreescu won that match in 3 sets.
Yeah.
Andreescu still has a lot of work to do to get back.
Let's go back to Dimitrov. Don't we feel bad for this dude? He said he had back spasms going on a day before the tournament. You could see it. It changed. Like, I turned off the TV when he won the first set 6-2, thinking, that's it. He's got this, And all of a sudden, I get a bing. I think it was Wildlife. Karatsev won. I'm like, what? I'm like, really? And then we watched the match this morning. Yeah. And you could see he was
Well, we watched the first set last night. Yeah. Dimitrov took the first set quite easily. We said, okay, enough. And this morning we finished it, and we were like, huh? Yeah, he was uncomfortable. But anyway, I mean, I don't feel bad for him. I mean, he's a pro athlete. He's been around. Stuff starts to happen. I think we've all been there, at least the players out there. You get to a certain age and stuff starts to break down. Look at Federer. Look at Serena.
Yeah.
Stuff starts to happen. Look at Djokovic.
Life. That's life.
Also, we talk about people grunting or screeching a lot. I thought this was kind of cute. This was cute. Did you hear Sue Shea's little silent grunt?
Sounds like a little mouse.
Sound like a little mouse. At least we didn't get a hot egg. You just had a little mouse squeal. I can handle that one. All right.
William Johnson says, I personally believe if Serena does not win a major this year, her chances are gone. I agree with you. I mean, she's 39 years old.
I already think they're gone.
Yeah.
Watch out, Barty, though. Osaka's going to be a lot to handle.
Mitrovic says Medvedev is the only one who can stop Djokovic.
Yeah, I think I watched some of Rublev's match the other day, and he was killing it. So I think Rublev does have a lot further to go to beat Medvedev. I think Medvedev kind of still might intimidate him a little bit, right? It just seems that way. Coco Gauff, by the way, and Katie McNally, we were talking about their doubles and that they are becoming quite a good young doubles team. They lost yesterday to Nicole Melikar and Demi Schuurs.
Mhm.
These two have been playing together for a long time. Hopefully they don't study too hard on that.
Well, they haven't been partners together for a long time, but they've been playing doubles for a long time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
These two have been playing doubles for a very long time. Carla and I, for instance, sometimes we'll play people doubles, right? And if I or Carla played them in singles, we would just beat them down 0-0. Maybe because they can't move very well, or they're just not a singles player, or maybe they're older, or whatever the story is. But I can name, 10 or 20 doubles players right now that we would destroy in singles.
Yeah.
Wouldn't even be close. But if we played them in doubles,
we get destroyed.
We could get destroyed, right?
Yeah.
It's hard because in doubles, as a singles player, you have one person, and your passing lanes and your strategies are different. So in doubles, it seems like if you're running after a ball, sometimes you forget that sometimes you want to play the middle, but sometimes you're so conditioned into taking the line, and then you do it keeping your head down with the ball, and then you finally lift your head up when the person just poached and got it back, and you didn't.
That's what's happening to Coco Gauff yesterday.
Yeah,
she was frustrated. But, I heard Pam Shriver, and I agree with her, and I don't always agree with her. She said it helps your singles out. It does, because she's getting a lot of match play.
Yeah,
she needs it at 16. She needs a lot of match
It's
play.
great for the handwork at the net,
Mm-hmm.
but again, it's just a different animal. If those two can stay together for multiple years, then you'll see those two make noise in doubles. However, it's really hard for a singles player to stay primed for the singles battles moving forward when you're spending a lot of time working out with a doubles partner.
Well, Sabalenka's in the semis with Mertens in the doubles.
Good job.
They're in the semis.
Good
They're going to face the
there.
same players that just beat Coco Gauff. So.
By the way,
so is Stosur. There
was a lot of talk before this tournament started, indicating that Djokovic had a harder draw, or Nadal had a harder draw, or Nadal's draw has been much easier than Djokovic's coming through. Again, it's in our opinion, there's no such thing as a quote-unquote easy draw. They're all pro players. Some players might get a little bit more doable draw based upon their playing style. But Nadal now definitely has more work to do than Djokovic.
Yeah, now it's gotten tougher for him.
And I wrote this prior to the match, but I wrote this that Djokovic this was prior to the Zverev match, that he had to face Zverev, then the winner of Karatsev and Dimitrov, and then the final. More than likely Nadal, maybe Medvedev, I don't know. But Nadal has to go through Tsitsipas, the winner of Rublev Medvedev, and then the final. So Nadal definitely has more work, unless Karatsev comes out and plays like the man that he is. But I think Djokovic is going to be a different animal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. By the way, we didn't show the picture of Serena when she was playing her husband.
Oh, check that out.
He had a shirt, and somebody else in the camp was wearing. Not only did the shirt say, it's the greatest.
Do they know who that is?
That's her husband.
That's Alex Ohanian.
Yeah, it's the greatest female athlete, and then it has a big crossover, greatest athlete. Someone was saying, why are we talking about Serena when Djokovic is the GOAT? Well, Serena has more slams than him, buddy.
Look, the only thing I have to say about that picture, was that the one where he looks like he's 300 pounds?
Yeah.
The only thing I got to say about that is what I always say about the fitness thing. Look, I don't know if he's a billionaire, but I'm sure he's worth $100 million, especially when you pair it with Serena.
Mm-hmm.
If you let yourself get like that, I mean, what are you telling yourself? What are you telling your kids? Is that okay?
Happy. He's happy.
That's happy?
I don't know.
Being fat is happy?
He's happy. Serena got in shape and he gained the weight.
If I eat one Twinkie, which I don't, this is a metaphor, my butt will jiggle for a month. So his butt is past jiggling. His whole body's jiggling. You would think he would just stop and go pay someone to work out.
He can.
Do something, because
we see a lot of these players, just like actors, they're big and then they get in shape overnight like that. Boom.
Shoot.
They can do it. No problem.
I don't know how much of an actor he is. I think
I'm just giving an example.
All right, I'm going to ask.
That's Serena's husband? Yeah, that's Serena's husband. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like Rumpelstiltskin.
I love the shirt, The man gained what? The man gained weight, Lord.
That must be B-Dog. That must be B-Dog.
You killing me.
What's up, B-Dog?
I know where Serena's weight went.
All right.
You hear them?
Yeah, Serena gave him the weight.
Yeah.
It's a new surgical practice that only happens in Australia. Yeah. She cut the fat off and implanted it on him.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to ask a series of questions. Everybody answer it. Carla, you answer it. Here we go. We ready? Mm-hmm. Djokovic or Karatsev? Who you got?
Oh, Djokovic. I think 3 sets. It'll be boom, boom, boom. No problem.
You know, I think Karatsev might get lucky and win one set, but I think Djokovic wins. Rublev versus Medvedev. Who you got?
I'm going for Rublev. I want Rublev to win. He always loses, like you guys say. It's like his big brother. It's time for him to do something, change that.
Can I be honest with you and tell you why I want Rublev to win? And guys, don't hate me.
Why? You want Rublev to win?
Why I want him to win?
Why?
Because people chose Medvedev as for their tennis racket giveaway, so it might save me a couple $100 or whatever, you know. Anyway, I'm just kidding. We already have that all set. Who wins, Rafael Nadal or Tsitsipas?
Oh, I picked Tsitsipas to win just because I didn't think Nadal would do good at the Australian Open because of the whole ATP Cup thing. But in my heart, of course, I want Nadal to win. And I do want the rematch with Djokovic to make it to the finals, and I do want Nadal to beat his ass.
You know, this is an interesting matchup. Tsitsipas has beaten Nadal before, I think once. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Tsitsipas is younger. We've been talking about, you know, the body and everything. You know, Nadal has had a little bit of a back issue and so forth. You know, I'd be foolish to say that I think Tsitsipas will win, but I wouldn't be shocked. If I was a betting man, I'd stay away from this one. I wouldn't touch it.
He needs to play quick. Someone trolling. He needs to play quick, Nadal. Like he's been
don't have a moderator?
Yeah, he's doing that. He's doing his job. Gene, you're doing your job. Love it. He needs to play quick. Nadal needs to play quick like he's been doing. But he really hasn't been tested, so this will be his first test.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that. I'm a Nadal fan, and I'm telling you guys, he hasn't been tested at all. This will be his first test.
And by the way, Gene, thank you very much for doing that. More importantly, I know we've been through this before with something else. You would want a shirt, and we had sent it to you, or something had happened, and your mom was kind of freaking out about that. If I can send anything to you to help you, let me know. You know, for doing the moderating. I mean, you're doing a job. I wouldn't do it for free either. So let me know personally. I know you talk to us personally. Let me know, and I can send you something. If there's a way to send stuff to South Africa, you know, cash, whatever. Let me know. I'll go to Western Union or Venmo or PayPal
whatever app you have.
or Cash App, whatever, and I'll put it right to you. Like as soon as the show's over, just let me know. Osaka versus Serena Williams. Who you got?
In my heart, I want Serena to win, but I find it very tough. I mean, I did pick Osaka to win another major.
In my heart, I want Serena to win as well. I do think it's abhorrent that Serena Williams still has to overcome 24. I'm not going to get into that again, but again, most of Margaret Court's majors were, or not most, but a lot of them were at the Australian Open. No disrespect to the Australian Open, but during that time frame, no one traveled there to play. I mean, some did, but most did not. I mean, I bring this up, and no disrespect to, say, Johan Kriek, a great guy. Met the guy.
Great guy.
Went to one of his fantasy camps in Woodstock, Vermont. Very well taught. But let's be real. Johan Kriek wouldn't have won two Australian Opens if, you know, the big guns were there. So I hope Serena Williams wins for that reason, and because it bothers me. It bothers me she has to do that.
Yeah.
But Osaka, I do think, wins the match. I think she's too much to handle. She's very confident right now, right?
Yeah. Did Brad Gilbert say that, really? He says whoever wins the Australian Open will win 3 majors this year on the men's side. So they'll win all 4. Did Brad Gilbert really say that, B-Dog?
I didn't hear. Well,
Wow.
he was watching.
He's an idiot.
I'm trying to think if that can happen. So if Djokovic won the Australian Open, he's not going to win the French. It could. It's possible. He's won it before.
All 4.
But he would have to win Wimbledon and then the U.S. You know, Federer's not going to be a problem at Wimbledon.
Isn't the French next?
French is next, and then Wimbledon.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Nadal will get his 21st at the French. Djokovic, okay. Wimbledon, all right. I see that. And then it could happen. But Djokovic better win it because no one else is going to do it. Nadal's not going to go to Wimbledon and then the U.S. Open and win it. I don't think so. All right. Next match, Barty against Muhova.
I like both players. I already lost my bet, so I'm pulling for who. I don't care who wins there.
Barty is going to lay the dime down on her. Barty's going to own her.
If she wins, good for her, right? Because it's on Australia.
Yeah.
This will be her semi-test.
Who was the last Australian woman to win the Australian Open? Was it Margaret Court? Was Margaret Court the last one? I can't remember. I don't know. All right. Can anyone answer that? Was Margaret Court the last Australian woman? I'm trying to think of one. I don't know. All right. Jennifer Brady against Pegula.
Chris O'Neill in the 70s. Wow.
Good knowledge drop.
Thank you, Alex VR.
Brady or Pegula? Who you got?
They're both American.
And both playing very well.
Go USA.
That's why I wore the hat.
That's why I got the head. This
is my son's Air Force Academy hat. Yeah.
I think that Brady would give a lot more competition to Barty, so I'm gonna pull for Brady.
You know what? I get where you're coming from, but the way Pegula has been playing, she's playing as good as anybody in the entire tournament. Brady has more firepower off the ground. Brady can light the ball up, right? If Brady can light the ball up, use her firepower, serve well, hit her spots, I think Brady wins. Yeah. But if Pegula can catch Brady, maybe not at her best, maybe missing some spots and capitalizing on that, I think she can frustrate Brady. Brady can get frustrated. We know what happens when we get frustrated. We start to play worse, unless you're Djokovic. I think on paper, Brady wins. But I think actually Pegula might make it through. If I'm a betting guy, I'm leaving this one alone. Either one, USA, good. We need an end to the drought of, well, they're women, so I guess it doesn't matter. Maybe a U.S. man can come out and do something one day. All right. Do you feel that this Australian Open is better than the U.S. Open was at the end of last year?
No, the U.S. Open is better on the women's side.
I mean, as a whole.
Oh, this one's there's been a lot of drama, comedy. It's been full of action.
Yeah.
But the matches have been lopsided. Very lopsided.
Again, the only reason why I didn't care for the last U.S. Open is because of the disqualification for the thing in the throat, which was an accident.
I agree. The women's side though in the U.S. Open was electric. Not this year.
Yeah.
Not this year for the Australian Open.
Yeah, the whole throat thing, knowing it was an accident, was just complete rubbish. It ruined the U.S. Open for me, not just because Djokovic didn't win. That was a shoo-in for him to win that.
That was his slam.
That was his. That was his. It almost seems like it was purposely taken away from him.
They took that away from him.
They robbed him of that one.
And you know what? I give Djokovic, but they took that. That was his baby, and they took it away from him. But I still have to me, the U.S. Open was better. They handled everything a lot better.
As of right now, who goes to the men's final?
I think it'll be Djokovic for sure in the finals.
Playing who?
Nadal.
Yeah, I agree. Who do you think right now goes to the women's final?
I would say Osaka, Barty.
I agree with you both.
Yeah.
I think the finals are set. I hope I'm wrong.
Me too. I hope I'm wrong.
I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
All right, you want to take a couple of comments before I do the fantasy team update, or?
Let's see. I feel like I've been very lopsided. Matt Kane says it's been very lopsided. The Australian Open. I've enjoyed the fans being back. Yep, the fans are coming back tomorrow.
Awesome.
That's great because I think the fans, they mess up a lot of stuff. Djokovic doesn't like the fans. He likes that quiet thing. Yeah, he likes to get...
No, he likes to use their negative energy to make him stronger.
But he don't like the fans too. And I think the fans are going to get on him. So I like the fans being there.
Doesn't Medvedev have kind of the same issue?
Yeah, I like the fans there. They pump up Nadal. They'll pump up Serena. The fans will help.
Usually the fans like an underdog, and that's why
the fans are going to make Barty nervous.
Well, I don't think it's the fans necessarily that don't like him as a whole. I think some do and some don't. Like any fan of any sport, they like one team and don't like another. I think that the moral of the story is everyone likes an underdog, unless you're just a fan of that one person.
Yeah.
Well, you go back to ancient Rome, the people would earn their freedom, and they'd earn the crowd, and they would get their freedom. What was that movie, Gladiator? So anyway, I think the fans help everyone.
William Johnson said 2021 Australian Open champs, Djokovic and Serena. Could happen.
Could happen.
Yeah, could happen.
Could happen. I think Osaka or Barty will have something different to say than that, but we'll see. I hope. Keep looking for comments. We're in no hurry today. It's really cold outside, so our lessons are canceled, and my phone hasn't cut off.
William Spencer said, full of entertainment, much of it not the actual tennis, sadly, rather as we expected. Okay.
It's a good comment.
Let's see. B-Dog said, I agree, fans add pressure to Barty. William Chia thinks Medi and Osaka will win.
That's a good comment by B-Dog that sometimes we forget. There is a lot of pressure on Australian women, especially, to win a major. Did Leighton Hewitt ever win an Australian?
He never won.
So I think it's been a drought as a whole.
Neither did Patrick Rafter. No.
So it's been a drought as a whole, so that does put pressure on you. It may help Barty actually with no crowd knowing that, because there's, otherwise there'd be 20,000 people and pins and needles hoping she win. That may stress you out.
I think that the crowd will stress her out. I don't think she wants that, Tatara said Nadal wins the Australian Open, equals 2008 Wimbledon final win. Yeah. Didn't I hear something about he would be the only one that does it 2 times, wins 2?
I think he's already done that twice.
Okay.
One of the most difficult things in tennis is the
because he
French Open and the French Open and Wimbledon double. To win the French and then Wimbledon back to back, because it's such a night and day tournament and it's so quick together. Yeah. So you got one surface and a completely different one. Did Djokovic do the French Wimbledon double? I know Nadal's done it. Mm-hmm. I think Federer did it the year he won the French. But that's a very tough thing.
It's a tough thing
to overcome.
Yeah, very tough thing to do. Let's see. Team Grow said, I think the men's quarters and semis will live up to the hype, especially the quarters tonight. Yep. William Spencer said, at least Barty has dealt with the home pressure better than Stosur. Most definitely.
Yeah.
But Stosur's in the quarterfinals with Ebden in the mixed doubles.
Mixed doubles, yeah.
Yeah, she's a good double.
Stosur's a great doubles player.
Let's go Joker in Osaka. Jose P.
Yeah, Jose P. I'll do the tennis racket since he's right here. Mm-hmm. There are now remember, for this tennis racket giveaway, and keep the show going, we're in no hurry. Mm-hmm. I'm just getting this out of the way so I can put my stuff down. But there are 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, excuse me, 1, 2, 3. There's 4 people left in the running for a brand new tennis racket, whatever one you want. Or if you don't play the game, or you have enough rackets and don't want it, I'm going to send you $100 US cash, or however I can send it to you. But there's 4 people left. One is Sergin Jovanovic. Sergin Jovanovic has Barty beating Serena and Djokovic beating Nadal. Team Groves and Jose P both have the same team. So if they tie, then I'm going to go to the fantasy teams, and whoever has the highest score there will get the cash of the racket. They both have the same team. Djokovic beating Medvedev and Barty beating Osaka. Okay, so if they tie, fantasy team. The only person left besides those 3 is curling tennis. Curling tennis has Djokovic beating Nadal and Osaka beating Barty.
So Nadal, if Nadal loses tonight, is everybody out?
If Nadal loses tonight, Sergin would be out, and curling tennis would be out, leaving Team Groves and Jose P, because they don't have Nadal. If Djokovic if Djokovic loses before the final or loses the tournament, everyone is out. So everyone
That's not going to happen. He'll be in the
everyone left has Djokovic winning. So if anybody but Djokovic wins, then they will all lose. And then the women's is kind of a mix up there. Go ahead.
Jack Nolte said 5K tennis. Who are you going for, Joker or Saka? Is it? Who are we going for? I'm going for Nadal.
And what?
I like to win.
Yeah,
I would love this. Yeah, no, to win I would go Serena and Nadal, but that's not going to happen. To
win, I think I'm going to go with Karatsev. That's who I want to win.
That would be a great story. By the way, thank you for reminding me about that. Gene had sent me something on Twitter about that. Karatsev, one of the few, how some qualifiers make it to, rare do we see qualifiers make it.
Yes, the first time in 53 years.
Well, he sent me a chart. Karatsev made the Australian Open 2021 semifinals. Here, Jerry Janowicz, 2013, he made the semifinals.
Jersey made a semifinal?
Yeah, here's the chart.
I remember watching him as a junior, on the court.
Then the other name that I saw here, Marco Cecchinato in the 2018 French Open.
Deep run.
Looking for another one. I saw another one.
I told you when that tournament, we were doing shows.
Chung Hyung.
The Korean kid.
Yeah, and where is he now? My point to him is
Hyun Chung.
These guys made it, but their careers went.
Jersey Janowicz dealt with injury. I was on a contracting team for stringing, and was in New York in 2007 for the Open. And Jersey did really well as a junior, but he got hurt. Mm-hmm. Who else did he mention there on that list? Cecchinato. We were doing shows at that time, and I remember that very well. It was good.
there's a few that pick Karatsev in their fantasy team. That was a great pick.
All right. This is the leaderboard for the fantasy team in no particular order. Jose P has 69 points, 5 people left, and 4 of them women. So he has Djokovic, Osaka, Barty, Muhova, and Brady. Really good team. Curling tennis has 71 points, 5 players left, 2 men, 3 women. He has Djokovic, Nadal, Barty, Osaka, and Brady. Okay, great team. Millennium 13, Constantine. He's kind of about 6 or 7 points back, so it may be tough for him to catch. However, he has an impressive team left. He has 9 people left. The downfall here is that a lot of his selections are all of his max selections. So you can select only 4 people that are seated in the top 20 on the men's and women's, and he maxed those out. So he was winning all the time, but only at one point at a time. Everyone else had a lot of 2 people players. But he has Djokovic, Medvedev, Tsitsipas, and Rublev, as well as Karatsev. So big time team. Serena, Osaka, Barty, and Brady. So he has a mathematical chance, but he would need Nadal to go out. He would need Tsitsipas to win, Karatsev to keep going, and it could happen mathematically. Looney Vids, big time. Halfway through the quarterfinals, he is actually in the lead. 73 points, 5 people left. Djokovic, Medvedev, Tsitsipas, and Karatsev. And his woman left is Brady. Lastly, Dusan Dramakanin, he has an outside chance, very difficult. He does some of the scoring for us on these. He has a program to log this all in. I do it by hand just in case. Dusan Dramakanin has 64 points, 5 people left, 3 men and 2 women. Djokovic, Nadal, and Karatsev, and Osaka and Brady. Big shout out to everyone out there that picked Karatsev.
The 2 top win.
The top 2 people.
The
top 2 scores will win the same thing. Yeah. Whether you want 2 sets of strings from our friend and sponsor from a tennis equipment standpoint from our tennis coaching academy / business. I have a stringing business, so I use YTech strings exclusively. So and we use other stuff, but that's my bread and butter. Most of our students are using it. So you'll either get your choice, 2 sets of YTech strings. I mean, each set of strings, go figures, between what, $15 and $20. So, $40 worth of strings, whatever. This Australian Open shirt, can you lift that up? This Australian Open shirt has never been worn. It still has the tags on it from right here. Still has the tags on it from the gift shop last year. Carla's friend was in Australia for the Open and brought us back a lot of things, but that shirt was an extra. I will give you the cash value up to $25 if you want the cash instead. So if you don't want the US Open or the Australian Open shirt, you don't want the strings, I'll send you $25 cash by some type of secure source. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. I'll even drive to Western Union, whatever, but it must be a secure type deal. But that's where we're at. I'll do a complete breakdown after the quarterfinals, but it's very close. Yep. Anything else you want to bring up or state comments? If you have questions, let's roll. I'm free.
No, they were talking about Soderling and how he got mono, ended his career. I had mono. I don't get how that ended his career.
It weakens the immune system.
I had it. They told me don't go play tennis. This was when I was training.
Yeah, it weakens the immune system with something, and sometimes you get things like mono, spinal meningitis. It weakens the immune system so badly.
Federer had it.
And you stay inactive. And what happens when we're inactive? We get atrophy, which is muscle loss.
I got active right away. I didn't listen.
He can't complain though. Soderling won a French.
Soderling never won a French Open.
Who didn't he beat Nadal at the French?
Federer beat him in a final.
Yeah. Oh, Soderling beat Nadal at the French.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
He made a final. Yeah.
Yes. No way. He never.
Sorry.
Won.
He beat Nadal there.
Will Lazarenka win another slam? It'll be tough to win another slam. It'll be tough. She had her chance at the U.S. Open. Hard to get back there.
It's going to be. Look, I would put her in the top 10 as she is, but I think Osaka will have something. I think Osaka will have something to say about that. I think Barty will have something to say about that. Other than those two, I think she has a chance. But I think if she meets Osaka or Barty, I think it's going to be a tough go for her.
So Team Girl says Soderling came out in an interview and said it was anxiety and mental health, which was what mainly kept him out of not mono. That's what I figure. All right. Well,
That's it.
that's it.
All right, guys. Much love to everyone. Make sure to subscribe. If you're not, click the like button. We are going to do a random giveaway aside.
And thank you, Gene. You did a great job for those dumb haters.
Yeah, a lot of thank yous. Thanks to all of you. Obviously, thanks to Gene for helping out with trying to get rid of some of the stuff that's just unacceptable. We don't mind the trash talk.
Trash talk is fine, but when
trash talk is great.
You keep like sending the same message over and over, it just gets old.
Yeah. Also, Dushan Drama Canine out there. Thanks for helping me keep score. B Dog out there. Much love to you as always. Like a brother to me.
What time are the matches?
They start at 8 tonight. So our show tomorrow, by the way,
10 for Rublev and Medvedev, which we'll watch.
I'm gonna watch all of it.
Yeah.
So we teach all day tomorrow. There is a chance of rain in the afternoon. So if it does rain, we will do our show live sometime around 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock Central Standard Time. So that's our time.
We haven't decided yet.
Our time here right now.
We'll be done with tennis at 3 o'clock.
Our time right now is 12:15 p.m. If it rains tomorrow, we will do our show. I saw rain was moving in sometime around noon. So we'll do a live show after that. If it does not rain tomorrow and all of our lessons, it's a full day. I hope that happens. We need a full day. It's been cold and rainy for like a week. I'm ready to get back out and catch our lessons up. But if it does not rain and our day is full, then our live show may be sometime kind of late tomorrow night.
It will be, if it doesn't rain, the lessons end at 3 by the time we leave the court, set up.
Yeah, got to feed the kids. So
it'll be like 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
I don't know what time that is for them.
And then when we teach all day and then come home, then our 5 kids are here, so we got to set them up.
Well, they'll be at the courts. They've been stuck in there too long.
All right, guys, that's it. Thanks so much. Wayne M. Chia too. Thanks out there. William Spencer, all the Williams. There's a lot of Williamses out there.
I'm going to go check out the house today. Thank you. I hope you're home rebuilt and stay safe. I'm going to check it out and see if they made progress.
Yeah, we did one show there. You might have saw that a couple days ago. And there was just a lot of echo in there, so we didn't go back. All right.
All righty.
Much love to everyone. Take care. See you later. See you tomorrow.
Adios.
What is this stupid key?